good morning. True Blue Tag here from Thailand. It's Tuesday morning, 1 Angkan here in Thailand. Sorry, forgot there. So for instance, about cloudy, bit of rumble of a sky from over there. We had a bit of a rainstorm yesterday. I actually spent my day. What's it called? I spent a good hour, which I do every so often, sweeping up all the leaves from the mango trees because the mangoes are fully in bloom today, for instance, at the moment, and it's mango. And so, for instance, I clean, and we got my big, huge mango trees here. And what I do is basically I sweep them up, and and the leaves. I do it. I don't get paid for it or anything like that. I do it as a kind of gesture that I'm a decent person, and so I don't mind it, and good exercise. But it takes me about an hour or so. Hugely, I have a big about 2 or 3 mango trees, huge mango trees, and full of mangoes at the moment. And so for instance, I sweep them up, and the leaves, and we either burn them or put them out the back here, and So for instance, for instance, and I got the place, the ground looking really nice, free of leaves, free of mangoes, everything. And then it rained, and then suddenly the leaves are all back, and the mangoes are all dropped down. Who want that again? So I'm contemplating whether to do it again, but again, it's another hour out of my day, and I'm really busy. Anyway, so guys, welcome back to True Blue Tag from Thailand. Sorry about going on about that. There you go. Do you hear that? Bit of a rumble in the jungle. So another 35 degrees. It's a bit cooler than it has been because of the cloud, for instance. But good for running. Need to get out there again. Been out for a few days. But back here to talk about me. We'll talk about Manchester City. It's again one Khan, and of course the sports, the sports pages. We're not about sport anymore. It's not about, for instance, the game, or very little about this much about the game. But what are we talking about? Empty seats! Yay! Let's talk about empty seats. My God. And I'm sorry, and the punch, forget about the what's it called, the Eubank and the Ben fight, etc. It's the Premier League, no, it's the media against Manchester City. Poof, Premier League, MC, poof, Premier MC, and boo, 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 boo. Because we got something on you now, because we can't talk about football because you're winning again. Can't talk about that win. Oh no, we can talk about the amount of times Forest hit the post. For instance, I love the Man City. I've got it on my own Facebook page. Picture of the posts outside the Etihad, for instance, as a statue. But no. Let's talk about the empty seats. That's the reason why I was so angry with Ian Cheeseman. I love the guy, for instance, but he's on Wembley Way and he's talking about Manchester empty seats and where Man City fans should be. We should talk about the game, the lineup, the fun going down, the excitement of the game. Why we're talking about something like that, and why he's asking these questions. I love you, Ian, but what's good? But mate, for instance, I just don't understand it. And Wembley Way, Man City fans don't go on Wembley Way on more than one occasion. For instance, on more than one occasion, I was at Wembley. For instance, what we do, we don't go to Wembley Way. We go to the pub. We go to the Green Man if we're on that side of the stadium, and that's where the Man City fans were. That's where you go. You don't go down to Wembley Way. Tourists go down to Wembley Way. That's the reason why Forest were down there, the numbers, because they're tourists. Maybe Box Park, possibly, for instance. I don't know how much, but I'd rather go to Green Man. That's. So if Ian Cheeseman would have taken his mic and went up to the Wembley Way, to the Green Man, you'd probably meet the other Man City guys who do YouTubers, for instance, who do a great job, by the way. For instance, the ginger guy, for instance, and other whatever, who never mentioned empty seats whatsoever, and went up to the Green Man and started talking with the City fans like Big Steve and Mancunian Way and all the rest of them, because that's where the City fans go. We don't go to Wembley Way. We pass through it up to the stadium. I bypass it if I can go, because I don't, you do it as a kind of like a tourist thing, etc., where you take the clip. But other than that, for instance, you go to the Green Man. Anyway, so for instance, they go to the other pubs, they go to the pubs around. But but that's all what the media talked about yesterday. Blah 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 blah. Not Forest having their disgusting, but one thing I loved about the fact they're taking pictures and talk about and disgrace of Man City. But one thing and it shows you what the media now is picked the wrong fight. They've picked the wrong fight because a lot of fans feel the way Manchester City fans feel about being ripped off. And we've had a lot of support and a lot of fans also complaining about the price of tickets, about the price of cost of going to a football game. Why are we having it in Wembley? It's because it's the fact that Wembley costs too much money, in your £3 billion circus tent. And for instance, then you've got to pay for it somehow. So it's basically what's going to screw the football fans. And especially the people, for instance, from the north, who've got to pay an actually £500 to get down there. And it's pathetic. And so I'm not surprised City fans, are boycotting. I remember I didn't go to a semi-final because I couldn't afford it. It was, for instance, and it was only, I think the tickets were only £35 a ticket. Now they're £90. Good blood, plus your train ticket down. Plus, or even get a bus down. I think I used to get about buses maybe £40-50. This is then. This is years ago. For instance, God knows how much it costs now. And it costs a beer because you want to go for a beer and get something to eat. For instance, man's up. Can people understand this? You got to think about it. You've got Wolves on Friday. Why are we playing on Friday? I just don't know. 2 a.m. kickoff for me. Wonderful. Screwed up my weekend, hasn't it? Playing Wolves on Friday, the Etihad. Oh, brilliant. 2 a.m. kickoff. Fantastic. I can't cheer, have a drink, or anything like that because I've got her indoors sleeping and I can't go out for a pint, etc. because it's 2 a.m. So, for instance, that screwed up my bloody weekend. I wanted to sit there and watch the Man City game, having a pint, whatever, but now I can't enjoy the build-up. No. Well, thank you, Premier League. Thank you, TV. Thank you, that. And I believe, for instance, for the final now, I think 4:30, but the BBC now pushing the final to be earlier. And for Man City fans, because they care about Man City fans coming down? No, it's because it's going to clash with the Eurovision Song Contest. So that's why. It's just like the BBC, the ITV, all the Sky Sports, and all the rest of them don't care about football fans at all. All they care about is where they get the highest viewership. It's just ridiculous. They want it because it will clash with the Eurovision Song Contest. Oh God, how desperate. How surprised was I? People hate the BBC. I can't stand. I get the BBC free here, and do you think I think I've been on it once? Because I just can't believe what I can't trust whatever comes out of the mouth of the BBC. Anyway, so let's get back to important matters. Oh, that was nice. I was just been listening to Manchester City podcast. Manchester TV News, and Sabioski said Forest fans should be a bit embarrassed because it appears that, for instance, that He said they left a lot of them a lot of electricities because a lot of them left before full time. So wonder how but they were never talking about that, were they? So and again, Forest fans, you got to show a bit of humility here, mate. Because this thing about the price of football now is across the board, and with the wages and the crisis, what people are, fans want to go to the games. But there's a letter been gone by the 1894, which has been tabled to Pep Guardiola regarding the MCC by the tickets situation at Manchester City, the season tickets, etc. Which I know that LB is going to have a chat with them on Wednesday, so tomorrow. I'll be looking forward to seeing what they've got to say and why they tabled this letter. Me personally, I don't think Pep Guardiola is a kind of a middleman. He can't do anything, so I don't know why we want to talk to Pep Guardiola regarding this. I think it's a bit ridiculous, to tell you the truth. So I don't know what Pep Guardiola thinks he can do, because he's sympathetic to Manchester City fans, which is understandable. He said, but for instance, it's sympathetic to City fans. He said, but I don't think he can do much about it. it's up to the club. We need to be writing letters to the main protagonists, in Clandina Mubarak, etc. For instance, about because they are the ones who can change the ticketing policy situation. But there definitely needs to become to a revolution. It's got and. I listened to BBC and they were slagging off Man City for the empty seats to the Etihad. And again, the media have just totally lost the plot and they don't understand. They think it's all down to Man City. I think the team gets empty seats is Man City, which is absolutely rubbish. And again, for instance, it's another, and ever since I've been a Man City fan, we've been going on this amazing, for instance, winning streak with Pep Guardiola, for instance, and we won everything. And so, for instance, and it's just we can't, but we have to constantly listen to the bitters and slagging off his name. It's not about empty seats. It's about 115. It's not about 115. It's about APT. It's about something like that. It's just this constant attack on our football club. It's just ridiculous. It really is. You can really pay. Just it really is. You spend half the time defending yourself, and every time I walk into a bar in Thailand, etc., with a Man City T-shirt on, I know what I'm going to get. And I get the problem is a lot of the football fans are so for instance, what was it called? Uneducated enough to know the likes of APT and the 115 are not together, not the same, but they put together. And they also don't understand the fact that their fans are complaining about the price of football, not just Manchester City. So, but again, that's another thing. Anyway, so let's move on. Transfers. Diego Costa looks like a done deal. So, for instance, I'll give that a 9 now. For instance, he looks like he's coming through. Portuguese goalkeeper, for instance, from our Portuguese man, for instance, our new sporting director, Mr. Viana. So I think I'll give that a 9 out of 10 because it looks like increasingly more that Edison's leaving, and that is a tragedy. He's had his critics, Edison, but I think he's every good reason to leave because Man City have been disrespectful to him. His pay rise, the money he's on, etc., is pathetic. He really is, and he deserves a lot better. And I think he needs a bit more respect. And I think we're going to miss him. A fantastic shot stopper, a great old goalkeeper, can play out from the back, and also he can set up goals. And we're going to miss him big time. And Ortega clearly isn't, as good as him. So, but we'll see what happens. So, and people are worried about the Diego Costa, but we're just going to see it. See what comes from it. And I'm a little bit. We'll see. We've got to trust in City. And that we know what we're doing. Anyway, so the other thing is Cambiasso, for instance. I think that's another 9. I'll give that a 9 as well. Go for it. The Gibbs White thing won't go away. But just talk about the face of what Pep Guardiola, to Gibbs White at the end. I'm still not sure. He's a United fan. Don't go with me. I'm not sure. I know we talk about English quotas, but I'm still not sure about this guy at all. So I'm gonna give that a 6. And whatever. Again, how much they're gonna because he's their main man at Forest, so it's not going to be cheap getting him out of there. For instance, and we talk about 70 million. Bit much, a lot of money. So as a Kevin De Bruyne replacement, and I don't think he's in that bracket. So I still think we should keep Kevin for another season. So for instance, but apart from that, I'm still happy and buzzing about the form of the club, the form of the players, and Marangwi, as we went to Thailand, and every time it gets a bit thingy, what's it called, a bit damp, etc. Flies and all come out. Anyway, so we just talk about the master at the weekend, Mr. Kovicic. 1 assist, 109 touches, 88% passing accuracy, passes, 94% passing accuracy, 10 recoveries, 7 ground duels won, 7 passes in the final third, 5 successful dribbles, 2 chances created, 2 touches in the opposite box, 1 clearance, 1 interception, 1 shot on target, and the list is endless. What a absolute fantastic job. For instance, he did an amazing job. So, for instance, really big up to you, Mateus. And I'm no surprise, really. He's been playing very well, but he was the difference. And And it cost us, what, 25 million quid compared to how much did Nathan Mount cost United? Let me think. Yeah, but yeah, so. But not really much other than that. Got the Arsenal game on tonight in it. Oh, it'll go on to one. 350 appearances for Manchester City. Well done. An absolute legend. I think he needs a goal. He's had so many shots. He just needs a goal. And it's just been unlucky. 55 years ago today, Manchester City won the European Cup Winners' Cup. I think we were the first, weren't we? Were we? 1,466 days. I think that's it. Manchester City were the champions of England consecutively. 1,466 games. Liverpool are on day 2. Okay? So Liverpool, just imagine, are kind of like all in the... And congratulations to them, well done. But can you do it for 1,466 days? Can you be champions and beat Manchester City? And the reason why nobody's beat Manchester City, this is a record set by Manchester City. The reason why is because we won 4 in a row. So, yeah. So, all concerned, Manchester City were champions, 1,466 games. And Liverpool, congratulations, but you're on day 2, mate. You've got a bit of a while to catch up, to the champions. Yeah. And, for instance, fans saying we don't owe nothing to anybody. But, Paul Tierney, referee against Wolves on Friday. Sorry. Peter Banks is the referee, and Paul Tierney will be there. Oh, so much looking forward to that. Okay. Can't wait. Anyway, guys. So I'm going to love you and leave you. So, for instance, and so we got an unbelievable game. Friday. Once Saturday for me, 2 a.m. Guys, I'm going to love you and leave you. So, for instance, like and subscribe. Hopefully, we'll have so much else to talk about than empty seats. Because again, for instance, I'm sorry I had to bring it up. It just absolutely just drives you mad. I was looking forward to a good football chat. I listened to Lewis and what's it called? Nobbins. That was a good, nice little chat about football, and with Amos and Hugh. Always a good chat about City. But yeah, so for instance, it's going to be I think exciting time to. It's good to be a City fan again. It really is. It feels good. I feel good again. But we've got a long way to go yet. And so for instance, and see what happens with Forest and what their game is and how they think they've got Brentford. That's going to be a tough game. See how they bounce back, if they bounce back. Regardless of that, I still think if Man City win the next 4 games, I think we'll get in top 5. So yeah, but we'll see. Why is the FA Cup right in the middle of the Premier League season? Don't know. It should be at the end. But then again, for instance, Man City need all the rest we need. Get to it all. 17th of May, crazy. Anyway, other than that, like and subscribe. Sorigat from Thailand. My name's True Blue Thai. I do daily contact on Manchester City, and men and ladies, and all Man City printers all the time. Yeah, from Thailand. And the reason why is because I love my club. Okay, guys, if you leave it, like and subscribe. Tell me what you think. Are you happy? Are you getting a bit about the empty seats? And Man City fans ringing up Talksport and, for instance, BBC playing into the hands of those presenters, like I think we are. I know it's nice to put your point in, but they twist it. They're not your friends, regardless of what they say. Anyway, guys, I love you and leave you. True Blue Dye from Thailand. Take care, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.